Hi everyone, so I'm going to do Oliver's 4-month update. So he may be a bit whingy in this video because one of the topics that we're going to talk about today is teething, which is, it's a lot of stress. You sort of forget, obviously you briefly remember like teething and if your previous children had it bad or not, but boy, you forget about the constant dribble, everything just feels damp or wet, and just miserable and not being able to help them whatsoever. So yeah, Oliver, here he is. Let's take this manky bib off. Here he is, little chunk. You say hi. Yeah, Oliver is absolutely huge. I had him weighed last Wednesday, and he was, last Wednesday when he was 18 weeks and 3 days. Today he is 19 weeks and a day old. So last Wednesday he was 16 pounds 2 ounces. So he is, he has gone up a percentile in weight. He is now on the 50th centile, which is really good. He's still 100% breastfed, and that seems to be going okay. You sitting up? Yeah. What else can I say? He is in 3 to 6 month clothing, but he's coming to the sort of, I remember making the video for his 3-month update, and literally like within a day or two after making that update, we changed him over to 3 to 6. We've completely packed away all of the 0 to 3 month clothing. And what we've decided to do is actually just separate all of the sizes into separate vacuum bags, and we're putting them all up in the loft, minus the things that we are to use, because obviously they got used twice, because of obviously Freddie used them as well, and now Oliver has. So but anything that's new and is still in really good condition we've kept, in case we have any more children. We know that we want at least one more, so whether that be a boy or a girl, we're not sure, but yep, they're going to go up in the loft. But I need to get the 6 to 9 month clothes. They're actually, the 6 to 9 month are being stored at my nan's currently, because obviously we didn't need them right away, and it was just to save on just lugging everything over to the house. So need to get that and start washing that. It is gorgeous weather here at the moment. I think yesterday was the hottest day of the year so far. It was like in the 20s somewhere, and today is another really hot day. So we all went in the paddling pool. I bought a paddling pool. It cost me £20. It's an absolute rip-off, because obviously the hot weather, everyone goes crazy here in England, and Argos had sold out of all the other cheaper pools. So, yeah, he is, like I said, the breastfeeding's going fine. As I've said previously, we have no set schedule with feeding. He just feeds on demand still, and he naps whenever he wants, basically. We have found that he generally goes to sleep in the evenings between 8 and 10. He usually falls asleep, and he will then go until he'll then have his like long stretch of sleep, and then he'll wake up anywhere between 2 and 4, and then he'll obviously come into bed with us and feed, and then he will go just stay in bed with us basically, because it's just easier. But he starts off in the Moses basket, which hasn't changed since the last update. He has, what else can I say about you? He had his second lot of injections. I'm not sure if I spoke about this. I don't think so. He had his second lot of injections since obviously my last update, and he's got his third lot actually tomorrow. But what I'm a bit concerned about is with the second set he had, the combined injection, he actually had a reaction to it. Not a major one, but he had a reaction to it. And it was really scary because he just screamed for an hour solid. I actually had to call 111 because his leg like blew up, and was really red and looked really angry, and he was screaming, like he wouldn't latch on, he wouldn't stop crying for anything. The only thing I didn't have the option of doing was putting him in the car, but I put him in the pushchair and took him for a walk, and that didn't stop him from crying, and it was just horrible. So I'm going to discuss with the nurse tomorrow about whether it's safe to give him the 3rd dose, and just obviously have a word about that. So apart from that, he is teething. He's in the midst of teething right now. He's just dribbling all the time and gnawing on everything. The best thing we have that I can say, that I can recommend to people to get, it's this toy here. It's sorry, it's a bit wet and gross because he's been obviously chewing on it. But it has 3 different sections. This is like a gel, a soft, like rubbery bit, and then it has a yellow part and a red part, and then these are crinkly ears. This is the Nubby brand. It is actually £2 from Sainsbury's, but it's Oliver's favourite toy. Obviously he has the Sophie Giraffe, and he has a few other, he has the Nubby keys, like the ones that you can put in the fridge. But this one is great because it's small enough for him to grab, and he just loves gnawing away on it. So this one is sort of like our travel one as well. I'm thinking of getting a separate one so that we can keep it, this one we can keep at home in case we lose it. And I think I've actually lost his teething anklet. I can't find it anywhere, so I think I have to accept the fact that we've lost that now. So I've been using like Cal Gel or Bonjela for kids, and the Nelson's teething granule sachets. And it's just not fun seeing, like the other night, it was sort of the 2nd night in his lifetime that we've actually had to take him out for a walk like late at night because he just wouldn't stop screaming. It was stressful because all you want to do is obviously comfort your children, and when you can't do that and they're still screaming in agony, and it's just upsetting. Obviously you can see, I don't know if you can see, he does sometimes put weight on his legs. He's a bit iffy with it. His head control is great, but yeah, he's just very particular about whether he wants to put weight on his legs or not. But he is grabbing toys now. That is a new thing. He grabs them, he reaches out for toys. He is a bit slow on the whole reaching out for it thing. It's funny because my niece Indiana, she's a month older, and you can just see, like, obviously you can see their different personalities, and also the advancement, like month to month, because she is rolling over and grabbing toys easily, and she's just a lot more mobile. Freddie was a lot more mobile at this age, but obviously that's where obviously his temperament is different, and he's just a bit slower and doing things, which is completely fine. I'm very happy that I have 2 children like on the different ends of the spectrum. Obviously with Freddie, he was just wanting to go like 100 miles an hour with everything, so I felt like the sort of the baby-esque part of him was not robbed, but it just went by like in a flash. So it's quite nice that Oliver is a lot slower, so I'm sort of relishing the sort of babiness of him a lot more. He has rolled over. He officially rolled over at 18 weeks and 5 days, so the Friday just gone, because today's Monday. So yeah, the Friday just gone, and he rolled from his tummy to his back, and he hasn't done it since. He's well, when he did it quite a few times, because I think he sort of was like, oh, I've got this, I'll do it again and again. But yeah, ever since he hasn't done it. And yeah, so that's cool that he's, so 18 weeks and 5 days, so 4 months, 4.5 months, he rolled over. And when he's on his back, he sort of twists round almost as if he's trying to roll over from his back to his belly, but he just hasn't quite got there yet, which is fine. It's okay, isn't it? Yeah, his eyes are still bright blue. I don't think they're going to change. They're like his brothers. And everyone says that he looks more like, Oliver is sort of like the spitting image of me, whereas Freddie is like the spitting image of Matt, my other half. And it's funny, it's weird having a child that finally looks a little bit like you, because I'm so used to everyone saying, oh, you know, doesn't he look like his daddy? Oh, isn't he a spitting image of Matt? It's like, oh, well, I am in there somewhere. But Matt's personality is very placid, very laid back. He doesn't really, he is passionate about things, as in if he feels passionate about something, he will fight his corner, but most of the time he's just laid back, he just can't be bothered, which I think this is very much like Oliver. He may look like me, but he's got his temperament, which is quite cool. It's quite nice to have quite a relaxed, slow child compared to having a hyperactive first one. But at the same time, in contrast, he is high maintenance. He still likes to have attention. He's started doing the whole, if you give him a toy and he drops it, he is very dramatic and cries. And he likes to be held a lot. And what else? He's very particular about smiling as well. He's quite a serious baby. He will smile for people he knows. But other than that, you've got to be, you know, you've got to try really hard and know the tricks to get him to smile. He's in size 3 nappies currently, but once we've used up, certain brands are tighter than others. We tried the Natty, I think it's Natty, whatever, the Sainsbury's like natural brand, size 3, and they were ridiculously tight. They actually left a mark so tight that they almost left a cut on his leg, which we didn't realise. It was sort of under one of his fat rolls. So we stopped using them obviously straight away, and that's all healed up now fine. As you can see, I'm actually just holding onto his leg, but he leans forward and tries to pull himself up all the time. And he's doing good with sitting. We've got the bumbo obviously. So yeah, he's getting good at that. I'm not sure if I mentioned before, we're not actually weaning until 6 months. We're still going, obviously, we'll carry on with milk until we get to 6 months. And I think that's about everything. Nap times, he usually has a few, like maybe 2 or 3 naps during the day. And sometimes it really differs day to day. Sometimes he will refuse to nap at all, or he'll just drop off, and then Freddie or annoys. He's a light sleeper, which really sucks. He will have like a short cat nap. Sort of, I've heard people before say, like, once they get past 20 minutes, like if they go past 20 minutes, they're properly asleep, but if they don't, they're just having a nap, which is definitely the case for him. Freddie notoriously wakes him up. He has a thing where, Oliver has a thing where he sleeps with his eyes cracked open. So Freddie thinks that he's awake, and he just goes up, and he doesn't, Freddie can't control his voice volume. So he constantly goes up and he's shouting, he's awake, which then obviously he does wake up, and we're back in the cycle again. So, but as long as Freddie still naps 2 hours a day, thank the Lord. I do not take it for granted. It means that I can actually get a few things done, maybe, like this video, for instance. So yeah, that's gonna be it really. I don't know his length, but yeah, like I said, he's in 50th percentile for weight. Size 3 nappies, but almost going on to 4. 3 to 6 month clothing, but almost going on to 6 to 9. Still breastfed, rolled over, sitting up, starting to sit up by himself, teething badly, grabbing toys, and that's about it really. If you have any other questions or you want to know anything else, then obviously just feel free to message me. I have Instagram and Facebook. I'm on Instagram all the time, so I update it regularly with pictures of Oliver and of Freddie and obviously of the family. So yeah, I'm thinking of doing, I know it's not complete yet, but I'm thinking of doing the house tour. Thinking of doing the house tour soon. Oh, that's gross, he's so wet. But yeah, here he is. Ollie, what's this? What's this? What's this? Look. Ooh. There he is. He cut himself under his eye, so that's for the scratch. But I'm not sure if any of you are remotely interested in postpartum about me. I haven't had any postpartum cycles yet, which obviously is pretty much understandable seeing as I'm breastfeeding still. And my cycles were never regular, although I have been getting what seems to feel like, you know, the backache and the aches that as if you're going to come on, but obviously nothing ever happens. So whether I'm ovulating, I do not know. I haven't done any OPKs to check, but it'd be interesting to see, you know, what I do, what does happen in terms of my cycle and things like that. I have discussed with Matthew like how long I'm intending to breastfeed. Obviously I never in my life imagined that I'd get this far. Obviously I wanted to get to 6 weeks, which is what I did with Freddie, which obviously I surpassed. I'm at 4 months, well, nearly 5 months currently. I'd love to get to 6 months. I am nervous about the whole, because he is very dependent on me, very dependent. Like, he will, if he cries, he doesn't want anyone else other than me, which is, it's very stressful. It means that I'm very limited to where I can go. I can't leave him for long amounts of time. There is not even a chance that I can go out. Pumping doesn't work for me. I don't have a good enough supply to pump, and I don't have the time to pump. So whether we've discussed about whether I would continue it, whether we will change to formula as of 6 months, just so that I can have the break. And I know to some of you, it may sound really selfish, as in just if it's easy and I'm able to do it, then why do I want to do formula? It's just for my sanity. We haven't had our own bed since he was born. I haven't had a full night's sleep. Obviously, I know this is whether you can bottle feed. It's no guarantee that he will sleep through either, which, but it would be nice to go out for a couple of hours in the evening on my own without having to bring him. So we're not sure what we're gonna do. And obviously the whole issue with once his teeth come through, like what we're gonna do in terms of that. Obviously people breastfeed past teething, you know, they've been doing it for years, so I shouldn't really complain about it. But it's just obviously my fears. Yes. 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 You are a whingy moo. So yeah, we are discussing and seeing how we go. Basically, we're just taking it month from month, never taking it for granted. And yeah, we're just very, very thankful, aren't we? So yeah, I will stop rambling and I will see you all guys soon. And if you have any questions or anything, then let me know and leave them in the comments section and I'll get back to you. So I'll speak to you soon. Bye. Say bye, Oliver. Bye.